Hello guys, welcome back to our Anime Explainer. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. In just a second, on the other end of Kanglan Star in a dreamy city, Hargray has already entered the Universe First Bank's extremely conspicuous building, 3-star customer. The manager of the Universe First Bank branch of Kanglan Star was a three-eyed, hunchback old man with a shell on his back. Right when the AI system of the bank alerted him that a 3-star customer has arrived at the bank, the branch manager rushed to the first floor's lobby as fast as possible to welcome him. A moment later, the lobby of the 19th floor of the building, Mr. Hargray, the branch manager bowed respectfully. Since he was able to become a branch manager on an important planet like Kanglan Star, he has a lot of authority. His authority allows him to assist, at best, 3-star customers. "I want to retrieve an item," said Hargray coldly. "Retrieve an item." The branch manager was confused. This Hargray never stored anything at this location. "An item from 10 million years ago," added Hargray. "Mr. Hargray, an item from 10 million years ago must have been transported to the Ganwu Universe branch for storage," smiled the branch manager. "As long as Mr. Hargray successfully gives the correct account number and password, we will bring the item from the Ganwu Universe and bring it to the customer's appointed location as fast as possible." Hargray slightly nodded. "The account is..." Hargray swiftly gave the account number. "The security of this account is extremely high. 3 passwords are needed." The branch manager helped input the numbers on the side. "The first password is correct," said the branch manager on the side. "The second password is..." continued Hargray. "Correct. The third password is correct," said the branch manager. Beep. The branch manager smiled as he looked at Hargray. "Mr. Hargray, in just a moment, the bank system will quickly give you the detailed information. However, from my experience, it will take about a month to transport something from the Ganwu Universe." "Okay." Hargray held his breath from excitement. He spent a lot of time and effort to get this inheritance crystal, especially for the last password. Jiang Chen took a lot of his treasures away in the process of getting the last password. The branch manager's face suddenly changed as he looked at the screen beside him. "What?" Hargray looked at him. "Mr. Hargray, I think there will not be a need to transport anything from the Ganwu Universe." The branch manager looked towards him. Hargray frowned. "The stored item is a recording," said the branch manager. "You leave first." Hargray ferociously waved his hand. "Yes." The branch manager left the room. Hargray stood in front of the monitor. An audio file appeared on the display. Hargray's face was sullen as he tapped on the screen. In a moment, the audio file, which has been stored for 10 million years, started to play. "I'm extremely ecstatic to notify you, you've been duped. Ha ha ha, so how does it feel, you mad? Did you sacrifice a lot for the 3 passwords? Ha ha ha, I definitely won't give the 3 passwords to the same organization. I made you guys work like mad crazy for them and then ruined everything for you in the end." Hargray fiercely clenched his teeth. With a furious wave of his hand, Hargray smashed the monitor in front of him into pieces. "3-star customer, you destroyed the property of our bank. Please pay according to the price our company supplies." An electronic sound reverberated around the room. Hargray was extremely enraged. "Die." With a furious burst, Hargray's powerful aura started to emanate and caused the various items in the lobby to blow up. Huge amounts of shattered pieces and dust emanated around the room. "The inheritance crystal, just where is it?" In the dust, Hargray clenched his teeth. The entire excavation of the world within a world on Kanglan Star had left the entire Black Dragon Mountain star field in a state of unrest. "Have you heard? Recently there was a star traveler level idiot on Rockner Star that took out a heavenly priced treasure to sell. And later it was taken away by a universe level warrior. However, that universe level warrior not only lost his life later because of this treasure, but his entire family too was razed to the ground." The universe level warrior lost his life. Family razed to the ground. What treasure was it? "I heard that a world within a world was discovered on Kanglan Star recently. This heavenly priced item was one from within. The treasure from the world within a world. Those were items that attracted even the 4 large organizations and 2 sacred lands to fight for them. Taking any one of them out would be worth a few tens of thousands of life planets. A few tens of thousands of life planets. My god, just how highly priced are they? Anyway, right now the entire Black Dragon Mountain star field, many large and small families, organizations, are all closely watching. The moment anyone tries to sell these items, they'll rush into it. These sorts of heavenly treasures are really scorching to the hand. Still, countless people want them. Madness. The many families and organizations within the Black Dragon Mountain star field had gone mad. One had to know that the largest power within the Black Dragon Mountain star field, the 16 large families, was first created by 16 sector lords. This means that in the Black Dragon Mountain star field, the sector lord's power was the highest. The other large and small organizations, having a domain lord warrior was considered not bad already. And the treasures from the world within a world, any one of them, had terrifying enticing powers towards any domain lords. So occasionally one or two treasures leaking out, drawing the attention of the various powers, that wasn't strange at all. Those star levels, they don't have any good routes to sell at all. The moment they try and take the treasures out, they'd be easily discovered. Watch closely for me, watch carefully at every important planet within the Black Dragon Mountain star field. The moment anyone tries to sell these heavenly items, immediately report to me. Yes, President. These treasures were scorching. Without the power or route to sell them, they would bring only tragedy to oneself. And these treasures were so valuable that even universe-level warriors who wanted them could still easily lose their lives in the process. Within the dark universe, Luo Feng's little team sat on the universe ship and continued on their journey. It was already the 12th day of the flight. They still required about 9 days more to reach Earth. As for the news of star-level explorers from the Black Dragon Mountain star field already trying to sell the heavenly items, they didn't know yet. Within the resting room of the universe ship, the resting room was sorted out like a study, with a desk and chair. There was even a very comfortable bed beside. It's time to deal with these treasures. They are really dangerous to have. Luo Feng sat at the chair, opening the laptop on the table. This was a product of Earth. There was no way around it. Luo Feng was used to Earth's lousier models, the treasures I exchanged for, along with what the cloud contact vine stole. There's a total of 48 of them, 48 treasures. There were some cheaper than the air cutter knife, while others more expensive than it. An air cutter knife alone was enough to make the domain lord Mingyu extremely excited, even to the point where a sector lord bought it immediately. These 48 treasures added together could probably match up to the wealth of a sector lord altogether. As for the dead sector lord Kabu, that was the wealth level of a poorer undying. The entire 312 items, Luo Feng only acquired 49, one given to Mingyu. One could see how big an earning Luo Feng had acquired. Connect to the virtual universe network. Luo Feng closed his eyes, his consciousness connecting straight to the network. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island 9-star Bay. When Luo Feng appeared before his own house's door, there was Luo Hua walking about casually. His eyes gleamed, shouting, "Big brother, Luo Hua, what's the matter?" Luo Feng smiled as he looked at his little brother. "I wanted to look for you earlier, however I didn't get the chance to meet you." Luo Hua pulled him. "Big brother, sit here. I have important matters to tell you." Luo Feng sat time, looking curiously at his brother. "It's like that." Luo Hua explained, "The Earth's 5 governments have discussed and they really want to enter the universe, making contact with some of the people within the universe. Can't they enter the virtual universe?" Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. "In the virtual universe, they can communicate with other people. No, they want to make contact in reality." Luo Hua said, "Reality?" Luo Feng creased his eyebrows even more. Luo Hua saw the situation and said helplessly, "Big brother, don't you know how the countries on Earth are? They were initially satisfied with being able to enter the virtual universe, however as time passed, their ambitions got bigger. This ambition cannot be controlled. If you let them enter the real universe now, they might request for more after. Man's ambition could never be quelled. Once he had something good, he would naturally want something better. No problem, allow them." Luo Feng said seriously, "Allow them?" Luo Hua was so shocked he stared wide-eyed. "Right." Luo Feng nodded. "Even though Earth is very safe, we cannot let the humans of Earth just stay on there forever. It's time to let them make contact with the universe. Let them go through some hardship and adversities. Only then will they realize how the humans of Earth are going to survive within the universe." Luo Hua was suspicious. "But brother, which planet can they go to? Will those planet management people agree to a large-scale immigration? If those people don't agree, I'll just have to buy the planet." Luo Feng smiled. "What's more, I have 100 life planets under my name. As a leader, the immigration would definitely be much easier. 100. Luo Hua stared wide-eyed. "Big brother, I'll tell you when I return." Luo Feng smiled and stood up. "As for the humans of Earth wanting to move to the universe, I'll discuss with them when I get back." "Oh, we'll end it here today. I still have matters to attend to." "Okay." Luo Hua stood up too. Mail. Luo Hua curiously opened the mail. This was a notification from the bank. They informed him that his account had a transfer of $4 billion. $4 billion. Luo Hua was shocked. That's for you, good luck and work hard. Luo Feng's voice could be heard in the distance. Luo Hua looked up. The distant Luo Feng was already walking out of the 9-Stabei district. Looking at his back, Luo Hua felt extremely shocked. What has my brother been up to these few days? How did he get 4 billion universe dollars to give me so quickly? And these are universe dollars, even more valuable than Ganwu dollars. At the entrance of the 9-Stabei district, Luo Feng waved his hand in the air. Immediately, a carriage pulled by 2 horses with wings descended. Luo Feng jumped up into the carriage and Saturday, sir, where to? The chauffeur asked. To the Universe Galaxy Bank. Luo Feng said. Immediately, the wings of the horses flapped and the carriage swiftly rose into the air, flying with shocking speed. The carriage, however, remained steady and comfortable in the breeze. In the virtual universe, usually distant places were traveled to using coordinates delivery, closer places were traveled to with these carriages. That was because everybody's body structure was comparable to a student level 4 in the virtual universe, hence they were unable to fly and movement was fast, hence relying on these flying horse was much faster. Of course, sitting in these carriages required money, so beautiful. Sitting in the carriage, looking down on the enormous Black Dragon Mountain Island, it was indeed magnificent. What's that? Luo Feng looked shocked at the sky. Among the clouds, there was a floating city, and as it floated way high up in the skies, if one was standing on the ground below, he wouldn't be able to spot it with the naked eye. Only when sitting and flying in these carriages, would one be able to see through the clouds the faintly discernible city, floating city. The chauffeur laughed. Our Black Dragon Mountain's floating city. Every island, every continent has a floating city. Floating city. Luo Feng was shocked. Usually only larger powers, or at least universe-level warriors had the rights to enter the floating city. The chauffeur laughed and explained to Luo Feng, as he controlled the flying horses, sir, we've arrived at the Universe Galaxy Bank. The flying horses rushed downwards and their wings gently flapped, their 4 hooves floating in mid-air, gently landing at the entrance of the Universe Galaxy Bank. Thanks. Luo Feng laughed as he got off. The carriage swiftly rushed towards the skies again. The fees were automatically deducted from the person's account. Virtual Universe Black Dragon Mountain Island, Universe Galaxy Bank, welcome. Luo Feng stepped into the bank, heading straight to the side self-service path and entered, following which he entered into a self-service booth room. Entering into the private room, please enter your account. The automated voice sounded. Luo Feng swiftly entered. This was his teacher's 5-star account. Immediately the signal within the room scanned Luo Feng, and as Luo Feng had once withdrawn money on Jade Rockstar before, it had already left a basic record. Passcode authorized. User authorized. What was originally a normal room immediately transformed into a luxurious room. An extremely beautiful female AI stood beside, respectfully saying, respected 5-star client, how do you do? I am AI number 008231, here to service you. How do you do? Luo Feng smiled as he looked at the female AI, secretly happy. Everything was going according to how Barbata had mentioned. As he had successfully opened the 5-star account before, he was already regarded as a 5-star client in the Universe Galaxy Bank. One had to know, Luo Feng had acquired 20 billion universe dollars from Mingyu. This was more than many domain lords' entire wealth. However, he had only become a 2-star client then. 5-star client, how high was that? This Universe Galaxy Bank, as a 5-star client, had many very detailed services. Of course. These services required money too. I need to deal with a few items. Luo Feng looked at the female AI before him. The female AI gently bowed. Respected 5-star client. Our Universe Galaxy Bank has item selling services. We have many routes and networks to sell off any items in the vast universe, in all of the universe countries. We can definitely help you sell them off in the shortest amount of time possible. We only require 1,000th of the deal. Luo Feng laughed. This was how a 5-star client was treated. Selling off these dangerous and scorching items was just that simple. Other than the goods selling services, our Universe Galaxy Bank also has the goods buying services. However, our purchasing prices are based off of the normal prices. The female robotic voice was clear and crisp. She smiled and was incomparably respectful. I pick the goods selling services. Luo Feng said. Even though the selling services required the 1,000th commission fee, the selling prices were usually not bad. Even giving away the commission would still far exceed the original buying price of the bank. Beside him was the experienced and knowledgeable Barbata, making sure Luo Feng wouldn't make any losses. These are the 48 items I need to sell. Luo Feng swiftly processed through his AI barbata, passing along the detailed information of the 48 treasures to the female AI. 48 items. Our Universe Galaxy Bank can immediately begin posting and selling through the virtual universe. The female AI smiled. Please confirm the location of these 48 items and the time of transfer to our bank. Ganwu Star Sector, Black Dragon Mountain Star Field, Milky Ways by Land Star. Luo Feng reported the details and time. The time was 8 days from now, after he reaches by Land Star, time and location confirmed. The female AI smiled. Please sign the selling release form. A contract floated before Luo Feng. It was very detailed, including both parties' responsibilities and liabilities, along with the violation penalties etc. The selling release form has been completed. The female AI smiled. Respected 5-star client, is there anything else I can help you with? Nothing. Luo Feng laughed as he stood up and turned towards the entrance, leaving immediately. Rumble. The luxurious room immediately vanished and returned to its original self-service booth. 5-star clients, as the most absolute and important clients of the Universe Galaxy Bank, the bank had made many privileges and services available for only them. However, since they were services, they required money too. However, in the universe, if one didn't have a proper route, even if one had money, one couldn't do certain things. For example, selling these 48 treasures. If he tried to sell them in the Black Dragon Mountain Star Field, it would simply result in chaos. However, through the Universe Galaxy Bank, he could sell within many large universe countries without creating any commotion for himself. 48 treasures, they could just about reach up to 10 or 20% of Sector Lord Kabu's entire wealth. However, Sector Lord Kabu, compared to the Yunmo planet's master, was incomparably poor. After 7 months, Luo Feng and his brothers returned to Bailan Star, a life planet very close to Earth. Luo Feng and his group spent 3 months within the world of thunder. In the world within a world, first excavating for universe crystals and later for thunderstones for a month, after which battling for another 1.5 months. Including the time returning to Kanglan Star from the world within a world and later from Kanglan Star to Earth. It was about 7 months in all. Year 2063, mid-April, Luo Feng left Earth. China time, year November 16, 2063 1:16 p.m., a universe ship entered by Land Star. Within the ship's control room, Luo Feng and his brothers surveyed the warehouse below. In front of the warehouses was an exquisite and beautiful universe ship with the Universe Galaxy Bank logo. It was streamlined shape and gave off an incomparably dreamy feeling. 30. The deal with those treasures. Just that simple. Thunder God looked at the ship below. Right? Just that simple. I just have to pass the treasures to them and it's over. Luo Feng smiled. They won't kill and rob. Thunder God looked uneasily at the ship below. Ha ha. Luo Feng laughed. Second brother, this is the Universe Galaxy Bank, and you've seen that ship. It's a grade 3 ship. This represents incredible wealth. For entities like the Universe Galaxy Bank, the Universe First Bank, these two super large banks, they emphasize trust the most, even with items thousands and tens of thousands of times more expensive than our 48 treasures. They wouldn't even blink an eye. Don't be petty. What's more, when I go make the deal, the entire scene will be recorded by the bank's AI system. Those bank workers wouldn't dare kill and rob us. Luo Feng smiled. The moment they dare betray us, they would simply go pop and explode. During their conversation, the ship landed on the surface. The cabin door opened. Luo Feng, Hong, Thunder God and Aogu jumped out, immediately flying straight towards the dreamy-looking ship. The door on the streamlined ship opened and 3 men in Universe Galaxy Bank uniforms stood there, one of which was a domain lord. The other 2 were also universe level. Sir, please pass your goods to me. The domain lord smiled humbly and respectfully, even though he could see easily that the ones before him were only star levels. However, the level of this deal was extremely high, and every move he made was being recorded by the bank's AI system, hence he had to act according to the bank's requests, humble and full of respect, and he had to smile. These are the goods. Luo Feng passed over a storage ring. A dreamy blur beam of light shot out from the universe ship onto the storage ring. Within a second, a voice resounded, goods confirmed. Sir, the deal is a success. Thank you for your support of the Universe Galaxy Bank. The domain lord bowed slightly, his face slightly twitching. A domain lord bowing to a few star levels. Ha ha, then I won't send you, we'll be leaving. Luo Feng laughed and turned to go. The domain lord and 2 universe levels returned to their ship. Within the ship, their expressions were strange and puzzled. It was actually a few star levels dealing with us. What a joke, we even had to bow to them earlier. How uncomfortable. The two universe levels were incredibly dissatisfied. The domain lord beside them creased his green eyebrows. Our service level is incredibly high. Usually we deal with undying beings. Occasionally we deal with sector lords. This time we actually dealt with some star-level punks. However, they may be from some ultra-large families, or even disciples of some superpower. The other two universe levels nodded. Right. Their team's dealings were usually with much higher-leveled customers. All either 4-star or 5-star clients, and under normal circumstances, 4-star clients were normally undying or lucky sector lords who struck windfalls. As for 5-star clients, those were without a doubt super powerful beings that could easily shake and tremor countless galaxies. Whining about it for a bit is okay, but never reveal any bit of information about the client, otherwise will be dealt with by the bank. Don't say I didn't warn you. The green-haired domain lord exclaimed, yes sir. The two universe levels complied. After Luo Feng and his team had finished the deal on By Land Star, they sat in the universe ship and left, engaging in universe travel heading towards their home, Earth. Within the control room, ha ha ha, a domain lord bowing to us. Thunder God laughed satisfied, unbelievable. Hong exclaimed, 1SD and second brother. Luo Feng laughed as he looked at them, the money has already been transferred to my account. Everything according to our old distribution agreement, stop. Thunder God shook his head, I don't want it, you gave me the 5 set thunder techniques. Just getting that spent a large amount of thunder stones, about 20% of our entire stock. What's more, within that set there was even a living AI, that old Wu, allowing me to gain the inheritance of Sector Lord Kabu. Accurately speaking, I've had the greatest earnings. Don't give me anything. What a stroke of luck actually getting Sector Lord Kabu's inheritance. Hong smiled, that Sector Lord must have prepared everything for him. Luo Feng smiled and nodded. He himself had acquired an inheritance from his teacher, split into 3 different accounts. What his second brother acquired shouldn't be too far off, big brother. Luo Feng looked at Hong. I have enough money, if you want to give me anything, get me another life fruit next time. Hong said, 1 life fruit would be about 20%. Life fruit. Luo Feng nodded. Life fruit, even though within that world within a world, it required a total of 800,000 thunder stones. However, in reality outside, it was hard to even buy one if one wanted, and if one acquired one, the price was extremely shocking. The 20% he acquired would maybe even be insufficient. Very well. Luo Feng nodded, then I'll first enter the virtual universe network. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island 9-star bay. Luo Feng's study, a screen was before him, so many messages. Luo Feng sat at the chair, opening the first one, respected client, how are you? Your account with us has just received 1.123 trillion universe dollars. Your accounts has passed the 10 mixed element units threshold. 1 mixed element is the highest denominator. Each mixed element is equivalent to 1 trillion universe dollars, automatically rising to a 3-star account. You also automatically rise to become our respected 3-star client. As a 3-star client, you have several special privileges. The bottom of the mail displays the special privileges and their explanations. Universe Galaxy Bank, the first email, was a huge transfer email, over 11 trillion. Luo Feng looked and held his breath. 11 trillion universe dollars, what concept was that? Normally within the universe, one galaxy was worth about 100 billion, 1 trillion. In other words, Luo Feng's wealth was equivalent to about tens of galaxies. And a sector lord usually joining any empire would only receive one galaxy, of course as long as they worked hard, getting a few of them wasn't hard. 11 trillion universe dollars, equivalent to tens of galaxies. It was definitely comparable to a sector lord's wealth level. Within the universe, the true forms of currency are mainly 2. One is the universe crystal, universe dollars. These are energy crystals condensed by a sector lord's power and formed. The other is the undying crystal, undying dollars. These are special energy crystals condensed by undying and their power of the universe origin sources. They are even more valuable, however. The universe dollars works as currency more within the market and deals. As for the undying dollars, they are used within war and battle equipment, no matter which human race or other races. They are all unwilling to sell their undying crystals. Barbata's voice resounded in Luo Feng's mind. As for the mixed element unit, it's a large amount used frequently by the superpowers. During their deals, Luo Feng blinked his eyes hard. Within a blink of an eye he had suddenly become a wealthy person capable of owning tens of galaxies. Don't get excited, this little bit of wealth doesn't mean much in the vast universe. You are only a 3-star client. In the vast universe, you are only a small shrimp, a few tens of galaxies. Just moderately affluent. Barbata said, work and train hard. When you reach the domain lord and inherit your teacher's 5-star account, you'll be rich. All right, I'm just a little shrimp. Luo Feng smiled, looking at the screen. Including the letter he was looking at, there were a total of 7 messages, of which 5 were from the Universe Galaxy Bank, the 6th was from the Virtual Universe Company, the 7th from the Battle Axe Coliseum. Luo Feng gently tapped the screen, opening the second message. Greetings, respected client. Are you constantly putting large amounts of money into your account and having to withdraw when you need it? I have to remind you that this is an extremely low efficiency way of utilizing your money. As long as you pass it to us to circulate, you will constantly receive increases and rewards. We can guarantee there will be no losses. As for the rewards, according to the trends, there will be slight differences in the amount every year. Our highest record for a user in history has been over 100% before. Right? As long as you pass $1 trillion universe dollars for us to handle, 1 year later, it could very likely become $2 trillion universe dollars. Even in bad situations, we can guarantee no losses. Here are some of the achievements randomly picked out by our investment department. Luo Feng couldn't help but laugh, raising his finger and gently opening the 3-road. Greetings, respected client. Our team has the greatest planet management skills. Do you have a large amount of planet territories? However, they are not giving you enough rewards and earnings. As long as you pass them to us to manage, we will cultivate the highest and most elite warriors, loyal soldiers, at the same time ensuring the earnings of every planet. The efficiency will greatly increase. Also, we can help set up a sect or a large and strong family. A sect, family, dynasty, school. You can pick any plan and allow us help you manage your territory. Luo Feng read all 5 messages in one go. The second message is from the Universe Galaxy Bank's investment department. They want me to allow them to use my money to invest and trade stocks. The third message is a service, saying I can pay to allow them to help manage my planets, helping me cultivate loyal underlings. Also with different plans like a sect, family etc. The fourth is asking to help me invest and trade in the stock market. The higher the percentage of returns, the greater the risks. The fifth is just for my relaxation, providing different forms of services. Luo Feng shook his head. 2 of the 5 above messages were about investment and stock trading, one with a guaranteed no-loss policy while the other had uncertain risks, and according to what he understood from his little brother, the financial market in the universe was very dark. The 2 superbanks would absorb lots of ordinary people's money to form a large power and battle the tides. They normally used ordinary people's money to specially raise themselves into a sedan chair. Luo Feng, the 6th and 7th mail are important, you should take a look. Barbata said, Luo Feng was shocked, very important. The 6th mail was from the Virtual Universe Company. Luo Feng raised his finger and opened it. Greetings. The moment you became a 3-star client, you gained the right to participate in the Ganwu auction. In the universe, several treasures and items belong to an extra high level and grade, and many others are hard to purchase even if one had the money. And the auction our Virtual Universe Company organizes is specially to allow people to be able to purchase such items. The Ganwu auction is organized once every 3 years. The lowest requirement to enter the auction is to be a 3-star client in either the Universe First Bank or the Universe Galaxy Bank. The next Ganwu auction will be in 2 years. As for the specific details, please look at the attachment below. Virtual Universe Company. Luo Feng looked seriously at the screen before him. The requirements for this Ganwu auction were indeed high, the lowest actually being a 3-star client at either of the 2 super banks. And 3-star clients were normally sector lords, or large wealthy people with great amounts of power. To allow a group of sector lords to take part in an auction, Luo Feng, in the Ganwu auction, there will be many incomparably valuable treasures, like the life fruit, along with some level 5 weapons that only Undying could forge, and other high-level weapons. All these can be seen at the auction. To the strong, this auction is very important. Barbata reminded, only through this auction will you be able to get certain items. Luo Feng nodded, of course, this is only the most basic auction. The auctions the Virtual Universe Company organizes are split into the basic, middle and high-level auctions. The basic auction, the lowest requirement, is to be a 3-star client and normal 3-star clients are sector lords. The middle-level auction, the lowest requirement is a 4-star client and normal 4-star clients are Undying. Hence, the middle-level auctions are usually filled with Undying participating. Every treasure at the auction, I'm afraid even your entire fortune won't be enough to buy even one. The high-level auctions, the lowest requirement is to be a 5-star client. These auctions, the ones participating are the large organizations, the Leviathans, or some superpowers within the Ganwu universe country, or other universe countries, or some super undyings who work alone. The high-level auctions, every treasure is incomparably expensive. However, one high-level auction, just the preparation time is usually very long, and the items are what undying would risk everything to get. Some trying hard, but not getting them, like your teacher. Luo Feng was shocked. His teacher, the master of the Yunmo planet, lost his life back then for a certain item, a 3-star client, within the Black Dragon Mountain star field, is quite impressive. However, in the entire universe, it's just average. As for the auctions, you can only participate in your own empire's auction, the Ganwu auction. You don't have the rights to enter others. Barbata said. Luo Feng nodded. These auctions had huge requirements, people without background or money wouldn't even have heard of them. Even the basic auction, the lowest requirement was to be a 3-star client. The next Ganwu auction will be 2 years and 1 month from now. Luo Feng secretly anticipated this level of auction. He definitely had to participate. Luo Feng sat in his study, finishing up the introduction of the auction, feeling even more anxious. There would indeed be many valuable treasures there. The last message is from the Battle Axe Colosseum. Luo Feng raised his finger and opened it curiously. This message was a notification. When he became a 3-star client, he automatically gained the title of bronze member. He could go watch the battles of the Battle Axe Colosseum. Battle Axe Colosseum. A membership, is it important? Luo Feng asked suspiciously. The membership himself isn't, however, the live broadcast of the Battle Axe Colosseum battles are important. The little devil the size of a huge fist on Luo Feng's shoulder emphasized, every battle the Battle Axe Colosseum organizes are life or death. At least one must die before the battle will end. Hence these battles are very valuable to watch. They are very important and rewarding to one's training and realization. Luo Feng nodded. Along with this message came an attachment of the list of the upcoming battles. Luo Feng opened it. Death battles within the next 7 days, a total of 6,201 battles. Luo Feng stared wide-eyed. There are 6,118 universe-level battles, 82 domain lord battles, and 1 sector lord battle. Luo Feng took a deep chilly breath. Within the short span of 7 days, there were so many death battles. And even a sector lord-level death battle, that's normal. The Battle Axe Colosseum spreads over every empire in the universe. One empire alone is vast and enormous. With all of them added together, with so many death battles in the next 7 days, that's normal. Barbata explained, look, of these 6,201 death battles, the ones belonging to the Ganwu universe are only these 3. On the list, the universe death battles, 6,118 of them were arranged according to the number of viewers from highest to lowest. The most anticipated life and death battle was one where both fighters were at the level 6 stage, universe level 6 stage. So many people spectating. Luo Feng curiously opened the battle to view the details. Both of them came from the Desolate Peaks universe country. One was named Genji and was from the Lucio clan. The other was Hanks, a slave from a slave owner. Genji was born on planet Lucio and their living environment is extremely hostile, with many wild beasts roaming the land killing weaker and smaller Lucio people. Only the strong survived. And the genius of the clan, Genji, very quickly rose from the planet and reached Star Traveler level, even star level, arousing the attention of the leaders of the planet. Genji later became an elite soldier of one of the leaders. He constantly worked hard and his position rose greater, with the leader later giving him more benefits and privileges. Genji became the leader of the Lucio planet and the hero of the Lucio clan. However, later, the leader angered a large enemy and came under attack. Many of the planets he owned including Lucio were robbed away, with many Lucio clan people becoming slaves. Genji worked hard to reach the universe level, after which he sold himself to the Battle Axe Colosseum. The Battle Axe Colosseum bought him over from the original leader, and Genji had to experience 1,000 battles within the Battle Axe Colosseum. If he survived, he would recover his freedom. Hanks lived on a very normal planet, leading a normal life. Many youths on this planet, including the young Hanks, was taken by a slave trader forcefully. This slave trader took many slaves and began his hellish training, with many failed subjects being eliminated and sold off as slaves, while the elites continued training. Hanks was one of the elites, becoming star level and breaking through to the universe level. However, because of the microchip, he remained a slave. Later on he grew incredibly strong. Being sold off as a simple universe level alone wasn't worth it. Hence the slave trader made a deal with him. As long as he could survive through 1,000 death battles in the Battle Axe Colosseum, he would be returned his freedom. This was because the longer one survived within the Battle Axe Colosseum, the higher the appearance fees. And this was much more than simply selling him off. The slave trader was very clear. Only by allowing the slave to truly wish and anticipate his freedom, would he truly unleash his strongest abilities within the battles. Hence he gave him the deal that if he made it through 1,000 battles, he would regain his freedom. Genji, 691 wins. Hanks, 821 wins. Both Universe Level 6. This battle was the highest profile battle within the upcoming 7 days, out of the over 6,000 battles within the universe's Battle Axe Colosseum. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.